I believe that we are going to talk about relationship and love and all those stuff today. And probably I'm not the right person to talk about these things. But on the other hand, I may be the very right person because this may be a little bit uncomfortable for some of you to hear, but I have many teachers that I have received teachings from. They are, I would say, really Buddha in person. Their kindness, compassion, their tolerance. And in the Tibetan Buddhist tradition, it is believed that the Guru comes in many different kinds of manifestations. So within this context, I will say that I have also learned something so precious and awakening from a girl whom I fall in love madly. I tried to call her last night, whether I could mention her name, but she's not available. So right now all I could say is that she's Dutch. Very beautiful, free-spirited. And her parents are kind of like bohemian hippie, you know. So this was when I was around early 20s, and with the permission of my main teacher, and I decided to go to London to study. And for the first time, I left the traditional surrounding where there's things like brocades as a tablecloth, high thrones, attendants, basically really almost like a godly life in one way. I went to London and I was alone. And I've learned lots of things like making breakfast, for instance. And going to supermarket and almost buying a cat food thinking that it is for human beings. So it was a big lesson. Actually, I dare say this, but many younger generation lamas, Rinpoches, really, esteemed high lamas, I think they should go through this. This is what I suggest, actually. It should be in the part of the Rinpoche training curriculum. They should fall in love. And of course, they should make toast and go to a supermarket, so on and so forth. But they should also fall in love, and then this girl should reject him. Because then we know what is suffering. Because until then, when we talk about the truth of suffering, we are always talking about things that's written in the books, like death, old age, sickness, all abstract stuff. Most of the lamas don't know what is meant by paying bills. The pressure of living in the modern society. I have learned a lot, but most importantly, this girl taught me a lot. Because I was completely, madly in love, I think. And because she was very free-spirited, really extremely free-spirited, I would say. I think she grew up in a hippie community. So for her, she was amazingly free-spirited. So sometimes we would travel in the subway, and then she would, nudge me and say, "What do you think of that boy?" Like somebody traveling, just ordinary passenger. And before long, she would be talking to him, and then after a few days, they are already together. Just for a night or two, not long. She discards him also. But, she, in her own way, she was very loyal to me, but it was so painful. And here, I'm supposedly the Lama who is supposed to teach the free spirit, non-attachment, do whatever you want. And there's this girl, jolly, all the time happy, and really giving me a really precious teaching. I must really consider her as one of my awakening teacher. So special, I would say. So I think, in some ways, maybe I could talk about relationship. In Buddhism, I'm sure many of you know we talk about love and compassion. But when we talk about love and what we are supposed to discuss this time, the love, they are different. In Buddhism, and especially in Mahayana Buddhism, well, not only Mahayana, actually, this Buddhism, we talk about metta, karuna. But this kind of love taught in Buddhism is what we call limitless love. Some of you who are familiar with the Buddhist concept of for limitless thought, you will know. In fact, love is the first thing out of 4 limitless practice we are introduced. And the definition of the love is wishing all sentient beings to be happy, and not only to be happy, but to have the sense of gathering the cause of happiness. And such kind of love is aimed at all sentient beings. Therefore, the object is limitless. Such kind of love has no personal agenda. So, from the intention point of view, it is limitless. Such kind of love is not only aimed at acquiring happiness in the sense of, mundane happiness, but this kind of love is really aimed at true happiness, which is enlightenment, or in other words, to awaken from net of delusion. So it is limitless. It's not limited as how we the ordinary concept of love. Those who are coming, no need to do prostrations, okay? Yeah, please. We could have done this in the same place as last night in front of the holy shrine, and the purpose of moving to post office is so that we can talk some unwholesome stuff. And the prostrations and all of that kind of is maybe not necessary, and beside that, it distracts me. So, the love and relationship. What's the title of? Love and relationship? Yeah. Okay.